Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't think it is the easiest thing to figure out how competition even enters the marketplace in terms of these kinds of fees. And I would think that the larger retailers, maybe somebody can answer this question, are larger retailers able to negotiate with MasterCard and Visa on the fees charged?
So I will tell you, Senator, that only a tiny number in special circumstances can, short of suing them and settling a lawsuit. But for example, Costco, because they're a retailer where people pay them in advance for the privilege of shopping there, they can do different things than most. But even the largest have this same problem.
So that means that the millions of small retailers who are in the marketplace, that they pretty much have to take whatever is charged to them. And then any pass on to the consumers, I think that doesn't even happen, even among the large retailers who can negotiate these fees. Now, there's been discussion about the earlier Durbin bill that set fees, caps on debit card fees. Why don't we just talk about setting caps on other charge cards?
Frankly,
I'm not, and also, I'm not saying that that ultimately either way the consumers benefit. By the way, I think that what we're talking about is how retailers, where competition can enter even in the retailer space. So why aren't we talking about setting caps on regular charge cards and not just debit cards?
So the feedback we've heard from members of Congress is that they like taking this competitive approach first. We think it's the lightest regulatory touch to help deal with this problem. Obviously, there's lots of our members who would love for there to be caps like there are in Europe. But as a practical matter, we think this is the best approach at this time to make some progress. We trust the market to work out if we have that actual competition. If the cards are as valuable as Visa and MasterCard say, the price could go up. But we have faith that the market economics will work here.
Well, there are a lot of markets where competition doesn't exactly work. Would you agree?
There are, when there are market failures, like in this one today, absolutely.
So, and even if we were to do this, then are consumers benefited ultimately? They only benefit if the lower fees are somehow resulting in lower product prices. And there's absolutely nothing in this bill that would require any kind of pass-through.
We've seen the experience where with 3% profit margins at retail that did not go up post-Durbin Amendment, there was not any more profit taken at all, that 70% of those savings went directly to consumers. As I said, even the study that the credit card industry cites to say consumers didn't benefit, on the numbers says 53% of the savings went directly to consumers. So there's no doubt consumers are saving. There's just a question of how much.
There's another study from the Richmond Fed that showed that that more than 15 times as many merchants increased prices after the debit caps went into place than lowered their prices. So I think the research on this is not clear, that putting in caps on interchange benefits merchants, benefits consumers. It definitely benefits merchants, and in some instances, they've not only have not passed on the benefit, but they've increased prices. I do think that there is a concern here about the impact on consumers.
Yeah, and I would say that the discussion leads me to conclude that benefit to consumers is not what the results will be, but there is definitely benefit to retailers who will then either have a cap applied or in this case creating some options. And I'm just not sure that there's that much clarity as to how we're going about things. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.